Okay, so jumping straight into it, we're going to go over taking care of your USDOT score and violation history. And before I begin the slide, I just want to review this a little bit because this is basically, if you ever heard the saying, if you want to do it done it right, you want to do it you got to do it yourself. Well, this is going to be true in the sense of your USDOT score because no one's going to take care of your business like you are, and no one's going to take care of your USDOT like you are. I've had companies in the past that would come to, I would see their DOT, and it's really messed up, and I would ask them why. And I hear the same story. My driver this, my driver that, this driver this, and that. And at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter in the sense of what your driver did. What matters is what you have done, what policies you've put in place, and what procedures have you done to follow to make sure that these policies are actually being followed. And that's really important. And so, if your drivers are getting all these violations, like what are you doing to prevent this from happening in the future? And are you doing anything proactive? And so we'll talk more about this down the line because when I go over the driver list and the vehicle list, I'll actually explain some of these items and what you can do to prevent your drivers from messing up your USDOT score. So let's just jump right into it, okay? So how do you get measured? How does the DOT score gets measured? It gets measured through what's called your CSA score. And this is your compliance, safety, and accountability score. And basically, it's a score that goes over unsafe driving, crash indicator, hours of service, vehicle maintenance, controlled substances and alcohol, if you're doing hazard material compliance, and then driver fitness. And basically what they're saying here is, look, we're going to look over if you have any speeding violations, any type of DOT violations, accidents. Are you following the proper hours of service? When they're checking your vehicle, how much are you are you getting out of services? Are you passing the inspections? They're going to check if you're enrolled into the drug and alcohol consortium programs. Are all your drivers in it? If you're not, just so you know, if you're supposed to be enrolled in the drug and alcohol consortium program, they pull you over and someone's not, automatic suspension. So just watch out for that. So they take all of your USDOT inspections being for your vehicle, for your driver, and any audits, and they put this score together, and that's how you get your CSA score. Now you don't start seeing this score. The score doesn't actually start appearing until you have a permanent DOT, which I'll talk about that in a little bit. And really, that's after 18 months of having your USDOT, and that's why you hear sometimes companies saying, "Well, really, you're a new company for the first 2 years." I know it's a year and a half, but most companies, the renewals don't happen until the end of the year, and that's why they say that you're a new company for the first 2 years. So your CSA score, and which is basically, if you wanted to simplify it, is your DOT score. You want to keep that healthy, okay? Benefits. So primary benefits of a good CSA score can include lower annual insurance premiums, customer preference. So this is very much true. So on your renewals, your insurance renewals, they're going to look at your scores. They're going to look at the type of violations you've had, and that's how they're going to determine your rate, just so you know. The primary benefits of a good CSA score can include lower annual insurance premiums, customer preference. In other words, if you're dealing directly when you're working with shippers or brokers, they're going to look at these scores and decide if they're going to want to work with you. Okay, and that's why some companies won't even work. Now, look, as far as new venture, there's a ton of brokers that will work with new ventures. Okay, so I've heard people say it's hard. You got to look. That's it. You got to look. There's tons of brokers that work with new ventures. That being said, we're talking about like higher end rate per mile loads. Most of these companies, and we're talking about big stuff, they're going to want to see your CSA score, meaning they won't work with you until 18 months. And I just want to, so it's different. I just want to put that back out there. You can get a lot of work as a new venture. There's a lot of brokers that take in new DOTs. You don't have to worry about that. You just have to proactively go out there and look for the work. And I'm going to talk about that in the marketing section, okay? Where are we? Customer preference. So again, shippers, brokers, they look at this, they're like, man, I want to work with this person. Fewer DOT audits and roadside inspections. If your CSA score is bad and they see your DOT, they're going to want to inspect you. Just because of the fact that you've had patterns of having your company having bad violations. So if they see that your DOT is healthy, you've done plenty of inspections, they might just let you go. They might not do, they might just do a simple inspection. They might not do an inspection at all because you know what, you've been on your game and they're seeing that. If you're not though, you get to a weigh station, just don't be surprised to get another inspection. Why? Because you've shown a pattern of just messing up on the DOT score. The next thing is easier driver recruitment efforts. So this is true, basically, experienced drivers, when they're going to apply for your company, they'll actually go and pull up because this is all public records, put your DOT in this FMCSA Safer company snapshot and pull up your DOT violations. They can see how long you've been in business and the violations that you have, and they will decide if they want to work with you based off of that. So it can help down the line, of course, because being that you're a new company, you're not going to have. So let me take it back. This will help in general. The experienced drivers will be looking at your score to see if this is something, if they want to work with you, because they know if you have a lot of violations, you don't have your stuff together. It's most likely your accounting isn't together either. And they're pros, driving 20 plus years. They know how this works. So that's your USDOT score and violations. So I'll be providing some pointers to you on how we can keep your USDOT score in check and make sure that you're also on top of your drivers so that they can also take care of your USDOT score. And really, it's a culture thing. You have to engrave it from the beginning. You got to let them know that, hey, this is how we operate, and we want to make sure that we keep the DOT score healthy. So again, we'll go over that in a future slide.